What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Verse Crypto channel for another awesome live stream. Today, we're hopping right back into the Pulsechain ecosystem. And every time I think of Pulsechain, I think about aliens, alien meme coins, aliens here on Earth, aliens everywhere, man. It's a huge trend, but especially on the Pulsechain. And one of my favorite coins I absolutely love to talk about outside of alien is pTGC. So today we're going to do an exclusive live stream just talking all things pTGC. You guys saw some awesome price action. There's a lot going on. And also, I got a special treat because I am bringing one of my good friends, one of my homies, one of the dudes that's pDai OG, and also very big in the pTG ecosystem. I want to welcome to the stage Coach X. What's up, brother? How we doing?
Doing great, doing great. It's a Friday. It's Friday here.
hey, you remember that song? It's Friday, by I think it was like Rebecca Black or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Something like yeah.
It was the most annoying song ever. And right when it came out, they kept playing it for like a year straight, dude. I was about to jump off a cliff. Just kidding, YouTube, don't demonetize me. But just getting straight to it, man. It's Friday. We're getting to the weekend. Weekends, typically the market doesn't move, but hey, I mean, sometimes it does. But ultimately, we got to talk a little bit about our favorite green little friend or gray little friend, pTGC. So, since last time we spoke and got in and talked about the ecosystem, before we hop in the price action and everything else going on, is there any major updates that's going on with the development team or anything you're seeing that you want to tell us?
Well, so we actually integrated and updated actually our website and our servers, our SNL, and all that kind of stuff. So that was a little bit of a hurdle to actually get over with, and I feel like the troubles are past us. But if anybody comes to it standpoint, we actually have Mike, the investor, actually starting to talk about us. He actually just pulled out or did a YouTube video about us, and he actually broke down the ecosystem to a T. I thought it was one of the best breakdowns of a outsider of even Pulsechain in general, talking about it. And ultimately we we got the machines and the mechanics starting up, and also just there's some other stuff, and I don't know. I don't know.
A big
Just
smile
look at
there,
my
man.
tweets and then just start thinking about it. So that's what I would say.
You always know there's something up when you say there's other stuff and you got a big old smile on your face. So, definitely sus. I'm just joking. I'm joking. But so
Well,
go ahead.
but real quick, to highlight that point, I've talked, I have my own channel too as well, going every single day, Monday through Friday, streaming at 6:30 a.m. in the morning Pacific time if you want to come in and hang out. But ultimately, I've been talking about. I was like, do you just unleash all your all your clips in one piece, or I was like, guys, it's just it's not a week, it's not a month, it's not 2 months, it's not 6 months. There's always different ideas that pop into this head and pop into ultimately all the holders, all the stakers, and we're just adding more and more holders as we speak, on a daily basis. So
Yeah. Phenomenal points. And one thing I definitely learned from having a YouTube channel is sometimes you got to gatekeep certain pieces of information and be strategic when you release it. So I completely understand where you're coming from, man. I get that. Now, let's move on to the big kahuna, as I say in surfing. Now, let me pull this up. Yeah, there we go. Price of pTGC, absolutely ripping. We got an ascending triangle, just broke out, baby. And
yeah,
we are officially climbing to all-time highs and getting close to price discovery if this thing continues to rip. Now, one thing I noticed, Pulsechain, PulseX, a lot of the other market trading sideways, going a little bit down, but pTG's ripping. What do you think's going on here, Coach X?
Well, I kind of highlighted in the past in a little bit, but ultimately, some of our other amplifier tokens are actually waking up, and it's actually just just maximizing the basis of where it's at right now. Especially with I'm going to highlight buy and burn, our burn token, that every single buy and sell, it actually burns 3% of burn and actually adds 1% to pTGC and burn. And then that liquidity is gone forever. So that's just, it's just like strengthening that like floor and that liquidity pair as much as possible. So and a crazy statistic about burn, in the last 48 hours, burn has burned about 2.5% of its supply. Uh, and actually, the liquidity or the volume between burn and liquid is actually about 13K worth of volume. So if you really think about that too, it's also going to getting rewarded to the ptgc holders, to 1% to the holders, stakers, 2% to the DAO, the DAO, the DAO, 0.5 going to the buy and burn, and also going to the V1 LP that just keeps on just growing. And we don't, honestly, I don't even know what that number in that liquidity is going to be ultimately in the future. And that's going to be really cool.
That's phenomenal. And just building off some of the stuff you said and also unpacking, with pTGC, we got a price floor raising. We got tokens getting burnt off the market. We got LPs just increasing value over time. And so from a technical analysis perspective, it's very hard to forecast this chart, especially since there's so many mechanics going on right now. And what I absolutely love was since we just hit this broke out this head and shoulders down here and just been going to the upside, it's been absolutely ripping. It is clearly evident that there is a price floor. And I think the success of pTGC is mainly due to number one, the community, number two, the tokenomics behind it, and then number three, the slow uptick in the Pulsechain volume. Coach X, any thoughts on that statement I just said?
No, I couldn't agree with that more. And if you really think about it, it's ultimately too, it's just going to be what pTGC is going to reflect, or how pTGC is going to reflect is ultimately how Pulsechain is going to reflect. So if you really think about it right now, where Pulsechain and like PulseX is, since it has had that pullback effect, and we basically stood still and stood strong because our four corners are just keep on just building some bricks by bricks by bricks and cement, and we're just moving that liquidity up and up and up. What is going to happen once Pulse like slingshots in a 2x, when PulseX slingshots in the 3x, when Hex goes to 5 cents? What happens to ptgc? What happens when pdai goes past a penny? Like, what happens when atropa gets to 50 cents? So there's like all these opportunities, and like, yeah, it's I don't know how to word it, because like of course I'm going to be biased, but it's a very exciting thing to watch. It's like I just wake up every morning and I'm just like, wow. It's just like a breath of fresh air ultimately.
Yeah. And just to build off of that, you did bring up a bunch of phenomenal points. And when it comes to the pDai and the atropa stuff, which I do have a high quality in-depth video coming out on that in the future, so I want to throw that out there for all the loyals and stuff. But I think from my research, if pDai were to hit peg, atropa would hit $9. And when you think about the LP setup between pTGC, atropa, and pDai, the effect that's going to have on pTGC, it's going to drive that volume in. And when that volume comes in, you're going to see a lot more burning. You're going to see the LP floor pick up, and then pTGC is going to attach, and then, in my opinion, appreciate. That's just my opinion, not financial advice. Now, getting into this from an investor perspective, Coach X, looking at Pulsechain, it's clearly evident most people, their biggest holdings probably like Pulse, PulseX, and Hex, arguably. Now, when it comes to these altcoins, it's all about leverage plays. Everyone's trying to decide, all right, which token is going to be a great leverage play, because there's one thing that's got to be in your mind. Which token can earn me more Pulse? Coach X, based on the pTGC ecosystem, what you're seeing with the multiplier tokens, which we'll get into in a minute, and everything going on, do you think pTGC could be the number one play as a leverage play on the Pulse chain?
I'm going to be very careful with my words right now, because ultimately the mechanisms in play has all the potentials to do anything that the holders want ptgc to do. And ultimately, it's when you say leverage play, I totally agree with that statement. Was to say that, like, the way that, like, ultimately ptgc works is you get reflections in holding and staking. So let's just say that you wanted another avenue to get more hex instead of just staking it for a long time. And instead of that, you just get your land or real estate or your stake of ptgc. And then what you just do is just, you can just claim and just buy your hex, you know, because like ultimately it's not going to be a humongous number, but if it's like a couple pennies or a penny, $1, $2 or something like that, let's just say you have another miner, you want more PulseX, you have that opportunity. If you want more pDai, you have that opportunity. If you want more burn, you have that opportunity. If you want more alien, you have that opportunity. If you want more tsfi, you have that opportunity. If you want more PRAP Bitcoin, you have that opportunity. If you want more super stake, you have that opportunity. If you have if you want more, you know, like teddy bear, you have that opportunity. Like, how many times it's like it is one of, and then if you would just want Pulse, you have that opportunity with that like thought process.
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah.
Yeah. So just to unpack that, you're basically saying that the best way to treat this is a good passive income revenue source, especially with the mechanics now it's built to. Well, it's designed for you to hold, and through you holding the token, there's avenues you can go, whether it's through the reflection and staking. And I would say that it would be highly emphasized that you utilize these things, because there's a good there is a, I don't want to say good return, I don't want to get you in trouble, but you only have to benefit from that. I don't know. I made that extremely complicated, but ultimately the main point I'm trying to get across is when it comes to passive income, pTGC has been generate massive amounts of passive income for holders, which is awesome. And I've been in this thing for a minute. I absolutely love this token, and it's really, really, really good stuff. Now, let's get into some of these multiplier tokens, because some of these things have been ripping, dude. And I have to ask you about it, because I'm looking at these charts. I'm looking at my chats. Everybody keeps asking me about all these multiplier tokens. And so I noticed that a lot of them are moving to all-time highs. What do you think is going on with the multiplier tokens right now?
I don't know. Somebody woke them up.
Somebody just woke them up. You like speculation? You think people are just speculating on it? Do you think whale hopped in and just started messing with it?
The speculators win in crypto.
Okay.
And then we just go back to ultimately, what is it tied to? pTGC. And guess what? This actually ultimately benefits is pTGC, because of that floor is ultimately rising. And then what is that liquidity going to be when the amplifiers are at a million and pTGC is at 100 million? Possibly. I'm just speculating, throwing out numbers. It could be wrong, so don't say it. But I'm just giving you like the bigger picture. It's just like, what's that liquidity bond between those two, and how much more volume does that actually bring? Because like whenever there's an action, there's always going to be a reaction in ultimately the whole ecosystem that we're tied to. And it's like when you go back to thought process of like staking your ptgc. It's ultimately just more waves in the system that benefits those stakers. And then ultimately it goes back to the whole idea. It's just like there's no actually I forget what I was about to say, so let's move on.
It's all right. It's all right. Well, let's just take a what all right, so let's just take a look at some of these prices because this is crazy in a good way. So burn. Oh wait, it's not showing the right screen. Come on, StreamYard, work with me. Let's do window. All right. So burn just reached its all-time high. That is about come on, baby. A 14x from right around its bottom. Alien absolutely just ripping. This is crazy. We're looking at a 36x from close to its bottom right there. Liquid testing its all-time high. Hasn't hit price discovery yet, but it's getting there. It's just touching it. So if I come right here, oh wait, actually, let me get the green up there. 23% from all-time high. 808, the mysterious 808. Not too much well, positive price action for sure. Oh wow, why is that going up so high? Let's take a look at this one. This is about a 9x from the bottom. And then energy straight into price discovery, baby. So obviously, we got something going on with these multiplier tokens. It's at 11x, 1118. Crazy, especially in numerology. So 3 of these tokens are in price discovery right now. They're going up. pTGC is doing extremely well. Do you think this is partially, well, excuse me, not partially. Do you think this is one of the main reasons why pTGC is doing so well while the rest of the market trades sideways and or going down?
Well, ultimately, ptgc is still doing what it's doing day and night, but it's just the speculators started to speculate at the end of the day, and ultimately just uh once people started understanding and just understanding like those things are going to follow ptgc no matter what. If of course if no one like bottom, of course they're going to be going up, but the uniqueness of the power of the people ultimately, if you want to build that vessel, in that skyscraper, you got to have 4 corners that are freaking rock solid. And it's just, I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Well, this is just my theory and just my own opinion. What I think is happening is some people are looking at these multiplier tokens. They're looking at that thick LP between pTGC and they're making it as a speculative buy to see if they can get more pTGC in comparison to the original price run up. And in doing so, when they dive into these LP pairs, is actually pumping the pTGC token. And that's the main reason why it's doing extremely well. The one thing I noticed, and I'm always talking about stuff on my Twitter account, and I'm a degen and I'm trying to tame it down a little bit and get a little more educated, but it never really works out. I noticed when Alien just absolutely ripped, we started to see a lot of the a lot of those a lot of money flowing into these other pairs because of the reflection tokens that you get from Alien. And I started to see basically the rest of the multiplier tokens follow Alien. And then in doing so, it actually strengthened the system. So these are just my observations, just looking at all these tokens. Because I had Hunter on, I think it was last week. And he comes over and he tells me, he's like, "Hey, Kris, Burn is absolutely ripping right now." I didn't believe him because I thought the tokens were just there. And then next thing you know, it starts ripping. I started looking into this stuff. I was like, holy cow, dude, this is absolutely crazy. So overall, I think it's really, really good to have these tokens. I think it's building a price floor, and I think it's just building the foundation for pTGC to do pTGC things and ripped to the upside on the firmament. Coach X, any thoughts on that statement I just said?
Well, you're 100% correct. and
Okay.
and one thing as well, like talking about what's this? I just want to just talk about Alien real quick. I just wanted to just like honestly just give a huge shout out to Goo God, because he has been a very big supporter of ptgc and just the whole ecosystem, uh, bouncing off different ideas and all that kind of level. And ultimately, uh, the Alien was built by a community member, and he's been there, helping and supporting it tremendously. And ultimately, it's like it it is something that is a blessing, because if you actually look at the LPs and you look at all what is actually burnt of the whole ecosystem, they spent their hard-earned money and all that to build something to support the whole ecosystem. And at the end of the show, I'm going to be giving a announcement, by the way, too. So talking about communities and yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, man. We got a couple good announcements. So yeah, towards the end, but we'll leave that there. But yeah, just to add on, and first off, shout out to Guga. That's my brother, great guy. Please check him out on Twitter. Same with Fiber Finance. The one thing I want to point out about Alien, so if you guys go through the tax token structure right here, it's basically a 0.5% burn on all the other multiplier tokens. I'm not going to say every single one. And then you also get a reward of all the other multiplier tokens. And then kind of like the main heart and soul is you get an LP between Alien and Pulse, and then 1% buy and burn of the Alien token. So one thing I noticed was when I got into Alien before I had that initial run up, I bought a little bit and then just left it there and just let it do its thing. And then next thing you know, I started getting a bunch of energy, a bunch of 808, a bunch of liquid, a bunch of burn, and it's been absolutely phenomenal. So I just want to point that out to any of you guys who don't know about Alien and whatnot. So moving on, getting more into some 808 stuff. So we're on the street. You've been talking to the 808 wallet, the legendary 808 wallet. So is there any news you want to tell us? Anything that he's got up his sleeve? I saw a little smirk there, man. You holding out on me? Yeah, you are. What are you holding out? Coach X, where's the aliens, man? You holding out on me?
Well, ultimately, I had a conversation with them about a week and a half ago, and it was a good conversation. And I tweeted about it too. So like, I've talked about it, and it's just like, all right, just like, I don't know. In his chat, he's always going like this. He's like, just like saying all this stuff, testnet this, testnet that, and I don't know. I would just look at ultimately the 808 wallet, or 8, you can look at the 808 wallet, or you can actually look at the chart itself. And I don't know, he dips his toes into the 808, and maybe he's just buying it and stashing it away somewhere. You never know. Maybe he's gonna burn it. You never know. I don't know. He's a very mysterious individual, I tell you that. So
yeah,
you never know.
I'm about to learn some hypnosis and just use that on you to tell me. I'm joking. I'm just kidding. But speaking of the 808 wallet, one thing I want to highlight, the 808 token, it talks about a fee going straight to the 808 wallet and the A34 wallet. When it comes to these two wallets and the stuff they're doing for the ecosystem, has there been any sort of like strategic allocations between critical tokens that the wallet sees that'll be beneficial to the ecosystem? Anything you've seen going on with the on-chain analytics?
Yeah, so on the on-chain analytics, in the what is it? The A34. So that's the OA wallet of pTGC, and there is a little bit more than 6 million or 600 million pulse.
Wow.
And also, so that's actually ramping it up, and I think that 808 actually sent starting to send a good amount of funds that just fills that up, and it's just gonna just be launched at any moment. Maybe it launches tonight, maybe it launches Sunday, maybe it launches Wednesday, maybe Friday, maybe next month. You ultimately don't know, because we're saving it for strategic times.
Launches. So are we talking like a new project launch? Or are we talking about just something completely different? Or
Buy and burns.
oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Okay. Just want to clarify. I got you. All right, cool. Now, moving on to the next thing I really wanted to talk to you about, and this one's going to be a lead up to my next question. So, what are your thoughts on PRC20 parity with their ERC20 counterparts on Pulsechain? Do you think something like this is possible?
Say that one more time. I was reading something. Sorry, one of the
No, you're good.
comments.
So, what do you think about PRC20 parity with their ERC20 counterparts on Pulsechain? Do you think something like this is possible?
Yes, and it's
Okay.
just going to be just because of a liquidity factor, and it's going to be caused by the speculation and the liquidity factor over here on Pulsechain to acquire and basically paired those two things together.
Okay. I agree. And for those guys who don't know what Coach means by liquidity factor, he's talking about the incentivization to take your ERC20 token, bridge it onto the Pulsechain, and pair it up with the PRC20 token equivalent as a means of speculative price appreciation and upside and possible basically making profit. That's basically what he's getting into. So Pulsechain is designed to hold more ERC20s and to compete for the overall value of the cryptocurrency market on Ethereum. Now, so that leads me into my next question. We got a DAO. There's been votes on how these funds should be used based on the tax token structure in pTGC. In your opinion, do you think the DAO should have more votes or proposals on possible LPs between pTGC and PRC20 tokens outside of like Hex, pDai, and all that stuff? So, for example, maybe Chainlink or maybe something like Render or something like that. What do you think about that?
Ultimately, it's always in the cards. It's always in the table, and then ultimately the top 100 stakers have that privilege to actually get the opportunity to make a proposal of some kind of magnitude of that. Right now, we just been trying to fill up that wall or the OA wallet as much as possible with strategic buy and burns. But anybody who is the top 100 staker has that privilege to actually ultimately make those proposals, and then the stakers get the vote, because at the end of the day, it's a decentralized autonomous organization. So
Gotcha. Following up on that statement, do you think there would be is there a certain token that you think would be great to add as a LP between pTGC
yeah,
besides PRC? Go ahead. Sorry.
there's a couple that ultimately that I've been thinking about. You just want me to pick one?
Yeah, one, or if you want to list like two or three. I'm just curious where your thought process.
Well, ultimately, my thought process, since we already have a connected to the biggest meme on Pulsechain, which is teddy bear. I ultimately I have an idea of maybe doing some kind of liquidity with HOA. It's been a thought of mine because since they have such high liquidity, and ultimately that Pulse liquidity is about $1 million, so they're going to go up and down with Pulse itself. So that would just bring another lever, another market maker to the whole ecosystem of itself. So ultimately, HOA is there for a good opportunity, and I feel, in my personal opinion, because I do hold HOA, even though I don't talk about it as much, but like it's like I see their direction and their passion and what they're doing over there, and ultimately at the end of the day, it will just bring camaraderie and more eyeballs to Pulsechain itself, in my opinion.
Completely agree. I think HOA is a phenomenal project, and just to be clear and transparent, I'm not in HOA, but I do see a really great community forming around HOA. I do see oranges all over Twitter. It's pretty crazy. And
Mm-hmm.
anyone in that community, I hope they win. And in my opinion, I think that would be a phenomenal project to do an LP between pTGC as another market maker. So I agree with you across the board, specifically with that. Now, get into LPs and market makers. We need to talk a little bit about pTGC and Atropa. There's about an 84K LP pairing. Let's see if I can bring it up real quick. Let's see.
Why do you use Deck Screener?
What's up?
Why do you use Deck Screener?
Because I'm a weirdo. That's why. I'm a weirdo, and I like to do. I just like to be different. I'm just kidding. I gotta start using Dex tools. I know. Some of the reports on this is pretty jacked up, but ultimately, pTGC has a thick pairing between Atropa. Atropa is speculated to be one of the major collaterals behind pDai. Do you think pTGC is assisting Atropa in that mission, and do you think pTGC is indirectly adding collateral behind pDai?
Well, ultimately, at the end of the day, we're a collective unit too, or collective unit, because it is burnt liquidity, and I want to double check on this amount, but if I could be corrected, but I think over 75% of the Tropa liquidity pair is burnt. So in terms of the success of a Tropa teddy bear and the 414's ecosystem, ultimately we're being a beneficial of adding to that liquidity of Atropa, and then also we have that liquidity bond with pDai and some of the other PRC20s as well. So what we're going back into the narrative in the pDai days, like we are just another mechanism lever to ultimately get to that ultimate goal.
Gotcha. Completely agree. And honestly, I think it just adds more value to Atropa. And when we start to see an increase in volume on the Pulsechain, there's a good chance we'll see something magical happen, in my opinion. So,
well, like
awesome.
the cool thing about like the Tropa and pDai community, ultimately that we have we're like hand in hand. You know, there's a lot of people that have bags of pTGC, and they're ultimately talking about us and coming to the TG, all that kind of stuff. So it's actually we're just one big happy family, and at the end of the day, we're gonna go to the firmament. So
yeah, dude.
no.
And you're Uncle Coach X in this happy family. Uncle Coach. That's your new name, Uncle. I'm just joking. You're the uncle, man.
Uncle? How am I the uncle?
Hey,
Because
man,
I get great. Do I get grumpy sometimes?
Yeah, you got the beard, man. You just look like Uncle Coach X, man. That's the vibe I'm getting. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
But
that's funny.
so it actually, this is something I wanted to ask you about the Pulsechain social dynamic. How I see it is we got maxis, we got HOA, we got pdai, we got kind of like the degens that don't care about anything else but making money. And then we got a few projects here and there that kind of do their own thing, but try to be friends with everybody. What's your thoughts on the whole Pulsechain social dynamic right now?
Uh, it's crypto. This is what happens in crypto. People go and ultimately go into their comfortable place, and it's just if you like doing that, being in your comfortable place, and you want to like not get out of the or your echo chamber and stuff like that, then that's your human will. You have free will to do whatever you want. But I see like interactions, camaraderie, just people talking about highly about this, people talk highly about this, people calling out bullshit on this, people calling out bullshit on that. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just like that's what it's the magical thing about a free market and a free society. Just it's like pulse chain is freedom, in my personal opinion.
I
So
agree. I agree. I I find it really interesting because I always like going Twitter, and I'm in that mode where I'm researching AI right now. I'm so obsessed with the AI, and then probably next week you talk to me, I'll probably be doing gaming. I'm all over the place, man. And when I'm going through Twitter, man, I'm like, oh wow, everything seems peaceful and Pulsechain. Then boom, a big old fight happens, and I'm sitting here, I'm just like, dang, dude, it's like World War III. But ultimately, we're all a big happy family, and Coach, you're the uncle, so I expect you to tame all the kids. I'm joking. So hey, shout to my boy Snowflake Society. It's good to have you on the live stream. Thank you for the $50 super chat. Thanks for the aliens and all that stuff, man. Keep crushing, keep up the good work, and please, everybody, go follow Snowflake Society. I really do appreciate that. Now, let's get into the bull market. It's right around the corner. I could smell retail coming in. I was at the gym the other day and had 5 people ask me about crypto. So I already see where this is going. And sooner or later, we're going to see a lot of on-chain volume on Pulsechain. So based on the pTGC ecosystem, we've got liquidity pairs between specific tokens. We have a really great ecosystem with multiplier tokens. Once we start to see a pop in the on-chain volume Pulsechain, we're probably going to see some crazy market volatility swings. It always happens during a bull market. Do you think the pTGC liquidity pairs would be able to stabilize the price during crazy market volatility?
no expectations.
Okay. Okay. All right. I guess that's fair. That's fair. Well, from my this is just my opinion. Looking at the price of pTGC and looking at how it's set up, when you have this many pairings and you have a lot of buys and sells, if there's like a massive sell, there's a good chance that you'll have an arbitrage bot pick that up. So, in my opinion, as those price floors continue to build and you start to see more money come onto the pulse chain, I think pTGC will able to stabilize during those high market volatility events and overall be a great performer. And that's just my honest opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinions, so just want to throw that out there and not financial advice. And as Coach X says, no expectations.
Well,
So,
just think about this. Think about it this way. Okay. What happens when Pulse is at a penny? How big is that liquidity with pGDC?
probably
What's
gonna
the
be
price?
mass.
What's the price of that liquidity pool with Hex when Hex goes to $1, hypothetically?
Let's take a look at it because I
You
don't
know,
know the. Yeah, I got you.
it's just, and majority of those liquidity pools are burnt, so they're going to be valuable forever on
Mm-hmm.
Pulsechain.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I keep on saying valuable And the reason why, like, people say, "Oh, if you burn the liquidity, it's not technically valuable." It's like, yeah, no, it's ultimately it's going to be valuable forever. Even if everybody sold everything, all the tokens of all pGC and amplifiers, it will go up and to the right as long as Pulsechain is going up and to the right. So it's just like, what's that ultimate number? I have no idea.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, look at the pTGC hex liquidity. It's about 81,000, and the price of I think the size is either PX or EX. I don't know which one it is, but it's 0.00389949. So if you do a little bit of moon math, that's 1, 2, so about 100x from there. So yeah, that liquidity pool can get really, really big very quickly. So yeah, I definitely do agree with you, man. Now, next question. Last time we spoke, we talked a little bit about a lottery game with pTGC. How's that been doing, and any updates on that?
Well, ultimately, it's there, and right now it's not getting the same kind of eyeballs as it used to. And ultimately, I've been talking about it on the stream. It's 10,000 pulse to get a ticket. I feel like it's better than the Mega Million, because you're going to be you have the opportunity to get another bag of pGC with only 10,000 pulse. So it's just like, if you do that every 3 days, that's how thing goes. If you want to, it's like, ultimately, that there's that as it's the possibility of getting it, and then also the other half goes into buying and burning more pTGC, and ultimately it's just like it's like a fun little thing, and I feel like ultimately the community is going to start getting after it more and more people are going to the website, looking at all of those things, and then like you have a game? Oh, 10,000 for one ticket. You know what? I'm gonna do 10. I feel lucky right now, But ultimately, they're just like, if you think about it, they're just like helping the whole ecosystem too. It's just like, go back to just buying and burning in the other half, So we'll see how that goes forward.
I can definitely see it being extremely popular when the bull market comes around. I think it can attract a lot of retail. I think it can also get those degenerate gamblers. I mean, we all know the degenerate gamblers, the guys who are at casinos late at night. I used to do some gambling back in college. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love it, and that's the main reason why I don't do it. So high risk, high reward, baby. That's how it goes. That's what we do crypto, man. We're all degenerate gamblers at the end of the day. So going on to the future, pTGC, great ecosystem, got a game, got a phenomenal community. Anything else we can expect down the road, man?
Wait and find out.
Wait and find out with a big old smirk. Man, bro, you've been smirking hard this entire live stream. You're up to something. I'm just joking. I'm just kidding, man. So, all right. Now, last question before you can go and give your announcement. I'll give my announcement. I'll go through some questions. The big question, the big kahuna, got to address the elephant in the room. Is it possible for pTGC to reach $1 billion?
Well, it's renounced. The code is renounced. The mechanisms are in play, and the AMA bots are there, so it has the capabilities to do whatever numbers it wants.
Are you an Android?
No, I'm not. I just know how to answer that question. So.
Hey, it was the name of the live stream, so at least I had to ask it. I need to start doing that, because I always put these questions up, I never answer them. I just go through. I'm like, okay. So the Android response from Coach X, phenomenal, and in my opinion,
also 100. It's been 100% uptime, no downtime, like Avalanche or Solana or. God, I sound like a person. I don't know. What's his name again?
Sound like a certain person, eh?
Been doing my
Maybe-
homework.
Yeah. Maybe it starts with a Richard and ends with a heart. So I got you.
Yeah.
Well, just in my honest opinion, when it comes to pTGC, this project has been performing really, really well. I got in very, very early. I have nothing but positive things to say about it. I seen the community grow. I see the price for it continue to build, and I see a lot of people excited about it, and that's the most important thing. So, in my opinion, if there is one coin to do this, and not every single altcoin on Pulsechain is going to hit that $1 billion market cap, I think pTGC is definitely on that list for the possibility of getting there one day. I'm not trying to sound like a moon boy, but just based on the mechanics, based on all the stuff we're seeing, and based on all the news coverage from very big YouTube channels, it's definitely in the running. And that's not financial advice. Anything could happen, but that's just my overall thoughts on the matter. So awesome, man. So outside of that, I got no more questions. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or any statements or anything you want to share with the people? Or do you want to smirk some more?
I got an announcement. So it's already been tweeted out and all that, but there's another community outside of our ecosystem, the Mandalorians over there, with all their starships and other. I think they have about 13 to 14 other contracts. So I call them like starships. There's like they have their own ecosystem. Their ecosystem goes up and down, and they're gonna be building their own pTGC token to reward more holders. So that it's going to be another avenue to potentially earn more pTGC, and there might be another like buy and burn, and ultimately it's just another place for another market maker for the ecosystem. And ultimately now we have our starfighters attached to the mothership. All the fun.
All right, Uncle Coach, what's the name of this project?
It's called Reptilian.
Reptilian. So okay.
It's going to be called Rep. We didn't do any nobody from our I don't know, core people, myself, or it's all been them. They were the one that brought up the idea. They are doing all the tokenomics. They're doing all the development. They're doing all the showcasing. So there's a lot of people in their ecosystem as well that is just like, dude, we need a reflection of pTGC. I want more pTGC. So when are we going to do this contract about pTGC? Because I want it right now.
Yeah.
So that's ultimately I don't know. So that is the announcement. I don't know exactly when that's going to be launched. It might be next week, potentially, maybe the week after. Ultimately, I don't know all the details of it right now, but yeah, that's my announcement. What's yours?
That's good. That's good. Well, before I get to mine, I got a few questions about this Reptilian token. Number one, the Reptilians create it.
Huh?
The Reptilians create it.
I don't know.
I'm messing with you. It's a joke. It's a joke. Now,
hold on. Let me just double check on. Let me just double check something. Let me just make sure I am correctly. Reptilian. I think I just did that. Did that. Hold on. Yeah, Reptilian. It's going to be Rep. I just wanted to make sure, but I didn't even they came up with a great name, Reptilian.
I like that.
Now we have a pet. We have a pet Reptilian over here.
You got pet Reptilian. We got a pTGC, the Grays. We got the Alien, and now we got the Reptilian. I love it, man. So, do you have any information about? Are they going to do some crazy LP structure, or you're not sure yet?
I
Okay.
don't know.
So okay. All right.
I,
Just curious.
I
I wanted to
well,
ask that.
well, if you look at their other tokens, they have some amount of liquidity over there doing the
Okay.
same kind of practices. So
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just honest. I was honestly curious. I need to jump in and actually look at it. But yeah, I mean, yo, that's exciting. You got another addition to the family. I have a good feeling that this is going to support the pTGC ecosystem, another market maker, and hey, only positive things. Now, as for my announcement, I want to tell all you guys, because most of you guys in here are loyals. I'm going to be doing some change up on the channel. I'm probably going to slow down live stream. I'm going to get into video editing development. We're going to do more high quality videos. We're going to be diving into on-chain analytics. We're going to be doing research on some pretty intense projects, and just want to let you guys know that I'm going to slow down live streams. I'll do a couple, maybe once a week, or maybe once every couple other weeks. But as of right now, we're going to phase over there. And I want to let you guys know, in case you're just wondering, why isn't the verse live streaming like crazy like he's usually do? And on top of that, we're going to be working on another pDai video. We're going to be looking at some AI coins, man. I'm super duper excited, man. I got so much stuff to put out there, and hopefully we create a really great product that people like. And yeah, so that's my big announcement.
nice, congrats, bro. I like the
Yeah, man.
idea, the visionary, the little pivot. Sometimes you just got to do that in life.
Yeah, I like these live streams, but the one thing you probably gotten to this point sooner, or I'm not sure if you arrived at that, but the one thing about it is when you do it so many times every day for like a week straight, a couple months straight, whatever, man, it just starts messing with your head a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I haven't got that feeling yet. Also, I get that feeling, and it's 6:30 in the morning, and just drinking my coffee. Just looking at the TA, like, oh, good, okay, all right. Hi guys, I'm still waking up, but good morning, good morning, good morning.
That's
So
good. Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and my boy Trent, he's really good at video editing, and this is something he's been wanting to get into in a minute and really debut his skills. So cool, awesome. Now let's get into some quick questions. We'll run through it real quick. I don't want to make this too long. Oh, that's the wrong one. Mobius, always good to see you, man. Good to see you in the chat. Alex, appreciate the support. Good to see you. Goo God, it's always good to see my boy Goo God. Moneybag, pTGC, Burn, and Alien are burning machines. Let's freaking go. Romeo, best project ever, pTGC. Burn is literally eating itself. I definitely do agree. Burn is absolutely burning like crazy. If you look at Burn's in price discovery right now. So I mean the chart speaks for itself. When did Burn launch? That was wasn't that like a month after pTGC launch, I think?
November 7th. Yeah, a
November.
month after.
Okay. Charles, pTGC is the best performing token in my wallet, hands down. There we go. Willie B. Long, 33. Man, I love that number, 33. It's a good number. Let's see. Coach is my crypto daddy. I got you. I had to bring that up. That's how you catch someone's attention. Stuff like that. Now everybody's gonna put up like the most outrageous comments after that.
Well, they are in the chat tweeting, and one of the best community members in the ecosystem, hands down, so far, in my personal opinion. Even better than me. More in the Telegram, more in the tweets, rating like crazy. It's just it's a great blessing to have individuals like that.
Even better than the coach. I love it, man. I'm messing with you. Adam's good to see you, dude. Always good to see you in the chat. Shout out to Viber Finance. Cool. All right. Well, I think that's it for comments. Like I said, This is a great live stream, dude. Definitely want to thank you for coming on. Any final thoughts or anything you want to say?
Get ready for the firmament.
Get ready for the firmament, man. Get ready for the firmament. Oh man, I love the firmament saying, dude. And I've seen some people talk about the hollow earth, and I forgot what their name is for like the center. I mean, I love it, man. It's good stuff, especially the firmament, dude. That's been trending on Twitter, but we don't have to get into it. I'll get on a rant. So, guys, if you get a chance, please follow Coach X on Twitter. Check out his YouTube. If you click on the little blue hyperlink in the title, it'll bring you over to his YouTube. He does morning live streams, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Pacific time.
6:30 a.m. Pacific Time.
You really think I would wake up at 2:30 in the morning to do live stream?
Yeah, I absolutely think you would. I'm just joking. All right, 6:30 a.m. Pacific time, man. All right, we got this time zones all messed up, man. But regardless, show him some support. If you want anything about pTGC, he's the guy to go to. And hey, man, we gotta get you back on the live stream again. This was a fun one.
Yeah, maybe next week, maybe in 2 weeks.
I got you, man. All right, good stuff, guys. Well, that's it, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, y'all.